Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here, time for your War Factory preview for the 27th of April. Let's boom some beaches! Alright everybody, so let's have a look and see what War Factory's got in store for us today. As we can see, we've got some iron, stone and wood, and then we've got a bunch of proto parts, so that's always nice. And then looking at the core, we've got a 1.8 or just under 1.8 on the shield, and then we've got just under 600k on the core itself. Got a laser covering most of the beach on the bottom, and then we've got a grappler covering all of the right of the beach. So you don't really have much room for greens. You could maybe sneak them in just under this factory supply somewhere. Oh no, because we got another grappler there. So lower level option would be to sneak the laser beam and then maybe the grapplers. Yep. And then you'd be able to clear up with some grenadiers. That would be okay for like maybe a first 3 tiers. That would work out pretty well. If you wanted to do this solo, I would suggest that you do a 2 smoke landing sort of just under this flamethrower. Barrage the shock launchers to get rid of all the boom mines and tag them, and then 2 smoke land under here, flare up to between the boom cannon and the shock launchers for a 2 shock. You want to shock the rocket launchers and the shock launchers. Should be out of range of the laser. And you'll get picked off a bit by the grapplers. There's quite a few grapplers in range, so don't underestimate them. They will thin the herd pretty quickly. So maybe use brick and just wipe them out really quick. And then you can flare up and take out the rocket launchers, and then flare over to the factory supplies. You can drop some critters in here and just take out everything, including the boom cannons. You should be able to sit there for a little bit and just collect some GBE, and then move into about just above 9 o'clock, nearly 10, and do a critter shock on the hot pots. So critters, wait for them to pop and then shock, let the Zookas clear them out, and then we can hit the core. I'm going to take a little bit of an easier approach today, just to try something a bit different. And that's going to be including Sparky, so let's load her up. Just trying to sort of show a few different options for what we can do on War Factory. So let's jump in. Let's just sort of explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So we're going to clear the mines and we're going to tag the shock launchers still. That's still part of the plan. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flare the far shock launcher. No, we're going to flare here. And we're going to smoke straight away. Probably should have smoked a little bit higher, but that's okay. And all we're doing is we're using the universal remote to take out a few of these shock launchers. So once she's into the spot, we can use the universal remote, and then we're just getting ready with a smoke to re-smoke. Managed to get it nearly a bit too quick with that one, but that's okay. We've got to worry about that laser actually. So Sparky died. The reason that this is a bit lower risk is because now we can still use our GBE. What do we want to use it on? I'm going to rush the laser, and we're going to use universal remote to go after the other 2 shock launchers. We'll come at it from a better angle so the laser doesn't get us. Do we want to GBE that? We could GBE the hotpots. That might help us. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully I don't go down too quick. There we go. So we got some decent damage on the hotpot. It's usually not worth it to GBE them, but I didn't have too much on the agenda for them, and hotpots are a lot riskier than when we're going to go for the shields. So let's try again. We're going to use Sparky on the shock launchers, and then if they go down, then we'll rush the lasers as well. So we want to go around about here, noting that the flamethrower will probably reach us. There we go, didn't get grabbed by the grappler, which is always a bonus. Is she going to stop there? We'll just do another smoke. She might have been in range. And what we're going to do is going to do the double smash. So we're in range of both the shock launchers right now. We've used the universal remote on the first, and as soon as we come out, we're just going to smash the universal remote so that we get the other one as well. And then we're not going to worry about Sparky. She is unfortunately going to pass. But that's okay as long as we get that shock launcher down. Come on. Boom cannons did the work. Boom. There we go. So now we're just going to rush the laser beam. And we're going to do an attempt to drop 4 boats of Zukas under 1 smoke. So that's gone pretty well. We're going to flare up. And the only things in range are going to be... I probably should have done it from a little bit lower, because now we're going to be in range of the flamethrower as well. We might get picked off by one of the grapplers, but that's okay. And then we're just going to retreat back. And I should have used my Bart on the hotpots, and that was my plan, but I had forgotten. Okay, so GBE wise, the landing's not as hot. I think I might still do a 2 smoke landing just to avoid the flamethrowers and grapplers a little bit. How much health is on the hotpots? So a critter and 2 artillery will kill those. So I think that's going to be worth it rather than heading in and taking them out. So we'll do that first up, and then we'll do a 2 smoke landing, head up, take out the rocket launchers, move over, gather all the GBE, 10 o'clock, free snipe the core. Well, free snipe with all the grapplers in the world in range, but we can critter without worrying about any lasers or anything. And I should have changed my ability from Ever Spark, but that's okay. We might be able to use her poop critters, definitely. And all 3 of those are down. Yeah, so we can use the poop critters. I don't think universal remote is going to come in particularly handy, but that should be alright. 2 smoke. 2 smoke went pretty well. Everspark was the only one who peaked. And then we're just going to go all the way up. We're going to have to re-flare at the top. And one of our Zukas peaked. But that's okay. Oh dear, that was some bad smoking. No way. What are you doing? Okay, so we are going to have to shock the rocket launchers just because the far one's probably going to be in range. Just going to flare over actually. Just want to get in this dead zone. Don't want to mess around with that rocket launcher too much. And then we want to flare right back. I'm going to use one. Ah, Ever Spark died. Nothing is going well. At least we got 5 attacks. Ugh. Ugh. I think we're just going to run away because we don't want to use all this GBE when we don't have many Zukas to actually use it with. We're going to have to wait to smoke until we get near that flamethrower. Ugh. Ugh, that was nasty. So definitely watch out. You can either take, or would probably be better actually, would be to take a left path. So instead of going straight up, we'll show you right now. So do I want to take Sparky? I think I do, but I don't really want to use Universal Remote because it's not going to be useful. So we can use Critter Swarm. It is a lot more GBE than usual critters, but with the amount of single shot defenses around that I might be using that many critters, and it might become more GBE efficient to use a Critter Swarm over critters, and a poop critters are going to be really useful. So we are going to smoke like this, and we peaked like crazy, which was pretty bad, but it's okay. Ugh. Right, and then this is probably going to be a better path. Oh, don't peek at the flamethrower. So we can, I'm sort of gapping the smoke a lot around these single shot defenses because they take too long to target. And when you throw a critter, and then boom cannon's going to start taking them out. And throw another critter, and we can just get to work on this section. All I'm doing now is just collecting GBE. So all the critters are trying to take all the shots. So now I've got 8 as my critter swarm, whereas 18 is my critters. Those poop critters are working like a boss. Probably shouldn't have thrown those because we actually want to move now, but we probably want to wait until all the critters are dead. It's okay, the critters are still going. Don't want our Zookas to be taken, so we're going to keep throwing critters. Done a critter swarm there. And we're just going to let the Zookas find their own way to the HQ. We might group them up in a little bit. So let's go group up, flare the core, poop out some critters. Got tons of GBE, so we can just keep throwing critters because we want as much firepower as we can. It's this cheeky grappler on the left taking us. So those poop critters are going to help us out a lot. There's continuously, Sparky's continuously pooping out critters, but we're probably going to be operating at a deficit with the amount of grapplers that are around. And then it's just going to be a fairly easy finish from here. There we go. The core is going down. Got some extra GBE from the shield jets. And boom! Down goes the core. So if I had done everything perfectly, that probably would have gone down in 2 hits. So we would have universal remoted all 4 shock launchers. We would have used 4 boats for the laser. And then retreated. That would have been 1 attack done. And then we could have done a 2 smoke landing, walk up the left wall and then up to the rocket launchers, taken them out, move over to the left, clear out a bunch, then flare over, critter shock the hot pots to kill them, and then just continue clearing and free sniping with critters for the grapplers. I guess it's not really free sniping because it's not free. But there we go, that's how we did War Factory today. Let me know in the comment section down below how you went and whether you did anything differently. Give us a thumbs up on that video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Booch.